Good evening. I know that there are many people who have been concerned with the happenings of late, and I don't need to tell you what's going on in this world. I think we can all realize, even people who have not been believers are realizing that this world is quickly coming down to a close. And now as we see Russia attacking Ukraine, we can't help but wonder, and I know many people more learned than I am are speaking on this subject, of whether we are seeing Ezekiel chapters 38 and 39 beginning to come to fruition. In those chapters, God speaks to Gog and the tribe of Tubal. And, you know, scholars have traced those tribes. They're called the kings of the north by the prophets in the Bible, up to Russia. So right now we see Russia invading Ukraine, and very likely them and their allies could go down and attack Israel. We know that we are in the very last days. People say they've been saying that for years. But you know, God says that when his people come back into the land, Israel, after being gone from the land for almost 2,000 years, was restored to the land of Israel right after World War II in May of 1948. So they're back in the land just as God promised. And that desert land has become is flourishing now under the people of Israel. Well, we know that, you know, they rejected the Messiah. They went through the diaspora. They were dispersed all over the world. God has brought them back. And we know that God has a plan for Israel. He is not finished with Israel. The Apostle Paul said, and so all Israel shall be saved. So the Lord, when he finishes the age of the Gentiles, he's going to go back to Israel, and they're going to call on him as they're surrounded and look on him whom they have pierced. But getting back to Ezekiel 38 and 39, God says, Gog, I'm going to put a hook in your nose and I'm going to drag you out and bring you down. And he's going to bring them down against his people. And he said, you're going to cover the land like a great cloud, you and your allies. And he lists some of their allies. You're going to come down there with your weaponry and your machines of war. And of course, in their language, in the Bible, it calls it javelins and spears and things. And he said, you're going to come down and you're going to come against my people. And I'm going to get glory in front of all the nations in the world. I'm going to cause you to fight against each other, and you're going to be smitten. I'm going to cause the hills to shake, the ground to rumble. God is going to supernaturally intervene. And he said, I'm going to destroy you with the rain, with storm, with hailstones, with brimstone, which could be like fire, maybe even nuclear weapons. He said, I'm going to destroy you there. And your bodies are going to cover the land east of the Jordan and the valley, and you're going to have bodies so thick that the travelers can't even get through. And he said it's going to take Israel 7 months just to bury all the dead bodies, and he will get glory. So let's watch. This is exciting times we're living in. Let's see what the Lord is doing.